This Arizona Cardinals team preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is giving away $15 million in Best Ball Mania 5. Sign up with SGPN to claim your first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm has the best AI picks and projections, and their college football product is about to drop. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Hey, it's Scooby right here, aka Shark Dog, listening to SGP and let it ride.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Sean, when people from the East Coast retire, they go out to Arizona.
They do.
They do. Dual fandom this year for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just as excited about the Cardinals as I am about the Raiders and the Giants. So
really, Raiders are as high as Cardinals and Giants.
No, you're right. Raiders are a tier 2 team for me, but
okay.
They all had good slot runs, which I was going through my collection.
I don't remember your Raiders slot run, honestly.
I did some slot work by myself.
Okay.
So they're
not afraid to hammer the slot yourself. I'm sure we will be playing some slots next week, Ryan. We're going to be out back in Vegas. We're going to be attending Bet Bash. We're doing a live podcast there Thursday afternoon. If you're coming out to Bet Bash, obviously come say hi. Looking forward to that. Should be a fun gathering of some sharps, Ryan.
Will we be doing more betting or bashing?
I'll do a little of each. I'll bash some losers and bet on some winners. Ryan, a lot to get to. We do have our phrase that pays. This episode's phrase that pays. The word is, or the Cardinals episode, the word is Cowboys. That's right, Cowboys. So a 32 word phrase you will submit at the end of the 32 team previews. One lucky winner that submits all 32 words correctly. And shout out to everyone who sent me their sheets, which was a great idea, but I realized I can't share the sheets on social because it would reveal. But there's some homemade ones. There's some digital ones.
I think we need a Jake Photoshop with like a Wheel of Fortune style where you have all the. No, you just have all the spaces for the words as we go. Like once we know all the letters. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. Will someone guess it ahead of time? Is that going to be possible?
I don't think so. No, well, because again, you have to get all 32 words. I think.
I'm sure some people have 32 word slots written out already, and they're trying to figure it out.
I think once we get to 31, you will know what 32 is. But other than that, I think it's going to be tough. I think people will understand where we're going with it.
Yeah.
But you have to get all the words correctly in order. And again, it spells out a phrase that pays.
ZD Mills pointing out we will be doing nerd bashing. Oh, this is probably also true.
There will be some nerd bashing.
I can't wait for the first person to ask me if I have accounts. That I'm excited about that type of conversation.
Yeah,
lots of accounts. I want to negotiate with people. I want to negotiate knowing I have nothing. Anyway, be a hot chick in the room.
Shout out to Making Bacon, our favorite New Zealand butcher. He says his SGPN Let It Ride hat coming with him to Paris on Monday. Love it.
What are you doing in Paris?
Maybe he's checking out the Olympics, right?
Oh, okay. Packing some bacon, hopefully. Bringing
the bacon.
I will say, be careful with the meats in France. I remember the hot dogs were a strange orange color. Yeah, just
maybe some frogs. I know they like eating frogs.
Maybe import your own hot dogs.
Ryan, we're going to talk real football in just a second with the Arizona Cardinals. A quick sidebar on some fake football. I tried to tell you people UFL Jeff sucks.
Oh no!
I tried to tell you. This is a scoop that from military.com. The Army's troubled $11 million marketing deal with The Rock went bad, yielding 0 recruits. No recruits. So Army, you could have just hired us. We would have got you one. I guarantee you the former and active military members that make up the SGPN network could convince one person that it was a positive, a life-changing thing signing up for the Army. This is a direct quote from the article. Quote, one internal Army document pointed out inexperienced UFL staff causing numerous breakdowns in communication. Quote, UFL lack of experience liaising between brand networks was very apparent during planning process and created a significant amount of additional work. So
yeah, it doesn't sound.
It's almost like the director of comms, aka UFL Jeff sucks. Like I was trying to tell you guys the entire time. They've done one thing to change the league in the offseason, and it was to fire Jeff. Hashtag UFL Jeff sucks.
Oh, I almost feel like we need to do some sort of documentary on this.
Documentary,
like one of those documentaries people only post to X because that's where free speech lives. You know, I mean, anything is. I mean,
truth is out there.
We don't want to get suppressed, but
No.
I do feel like there's a lot more to the story, and this is it. Reading that article and having intimate knowledge of how the UFL was operating.
Oh yeah,
Sean, you often said it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
you kept publicly you were declaring it a Ponzi scheme.
I know a scam when I see one. And apparently the Army had to learn the hard way.
You're a big
their Army's trying to get $6 million of their dollars.
You're
back.
a big rock guy.
Yes,
you've always been a big rock guy. When Colby slanders him in the office, you stand up for the Rock. Is this a step in the wrong direction for you and the Rock? Former Freedom High School? Also, is that the name of that?
Yeah, I think what I would say to the Rock, and if the Rock was listening, maybe he is tuning in to this Cardinals team preview. I would say,
what's up, Rock?
Rock, you got a lot of irons in the fire, and the business people you hired to manage the UFL were complete fuckwads. So I would say start there and work your way backwards. If the Rock was working the day-to-day operations, that was a bad decision by the Rock, or whoever he put in charge of the hiring process for the UFL was a bad business choice. I'll stand by that. I still like the Rock, but yeah, whoever's in charge of managing.
Anytime you have a merger and a merger acquisition type deal, and everyone is upset because the lame side was victorious and is now running the new unit, it's a red flag. That's exactly. Everyone was like, "What? The USFL was better. Why are they letting the XFL run this thing?" Well, now we know. Will there be a league next year?
I'm skeptical. I think this deal could submarine the whole thing. Stay tuned.
What's next?
Arizona Cardinals 4-13 last year, although they were 9-8 ATS. Their win total 4.5, almost got over it, went just under. Kramer and I both had them going under. So again, nice streak so far on our win totals. I'm 6-2, Kramer 5-3, with the Giants being the lone difference maker there. 32 in defensive DVOA, which is, I don't know. Like I don't feel like their defense was that bad. I felt like
getting shredded by the Giants probably aided in this ranking.
And again, that was probably the difference between their win total over and under. They had no business losing that game to Daniel Jones. They lost. They had a weird season because they lost some games they shouldn't have lost. They maybe won some games they shouldn't have. Obviously, a huge difference with Kyler Murray in the lineup. They were ranked 5th in yards per play, 9th in EPA when Kyler Murray was there.
I was going to say, can't really evaluate the whole season because they were, and I think the sprinkle on top is that whatever we thought Gannon was going to be, he was much better than that. So
yeah, you look at their positional ranks, offensive line 31st. It's still a bit work in progress. They brought in Jonah Williams, Evan Brown. Obviously, they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., who dynamic playmaker, going to be good for Kyler Murray.
I would say another team that did a decent amount of roster overhaul. Bring up the additions, John.
Yeah, if we can check out the additions, the subtractions. I don't know. Did they lose anyone of that really mattered? Hollywood Brown, Rondale Moore.
They got the fact that they were able to trade Rondale Moore.
Yeah.
Woo. Nice work, Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't think they're really going to be that bummed out about that. I do think Gannon does a good job of coaching up the defense, getting the most.
And we love the picks
what they got.
Sean, I mean, we in the pre-draft process, we loved Darius Robinson, someone we have since figured a way to bet on defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
We like the Trey Benson picks. Max Melton out of Rutgers, a guy that I think we both liked. So yeah, I mean, it does seem like it's hard to, unless you're completely just out on Kyler. It feels like if this was any other former first round pick that hasn't really failed yet, I feel like the ceiling would be a little higher than 15-1 in the division.
I guess in hindsight, though, looking at this offensive line, I like Marvin Harrison Jr. as a prospect. I certainly think he's going to give that a boost to that offense, and I like what they can do with it. My concerns are maybe they should have went offensive line there because, and this is courtesy of the Cardinals subreddit. Some boots on the ground there saying Paris, the left tackle Paris, still looking a little shaky. So I'm worried about the offensive line a little bit, but Kyler can bail you out of some situations. I think this is also Pro Football Network released their top 100 players. Guess how many Cardinals made that list?
Zero.
Yeah. So interesting team. I think there is a real ceiling case to be made. Certainly if things kind of click right, I think they could be in a really good spot. I do like them, I think, better than Seattle in the division. I don't know if I quite have them above the Rams, but I think them having a better season than the Rams in the mix, in the cards, if you will. It's just going to be, can Kyler hit the ground running? I thought he looked pretty solid of what we saw at him coming back from injury. Again, a little more time off, another year in the system.
I think people have forgotten what Kyler could be. It's fun to joke about the Call of Duty stuff and everything else, but he's also very motivated. As someone who likes watching the off-season videos and reading between the lines on some stuff, this is another team where there's a little bit of confidence you could tell in the offense.
Yeah. It'll be interesting because there definitely is an upside case, a ceiling case. I'm sure we're going to be joined by Cardinals.
I was up on the ladder earlier working the ceiling case.
It'll be interesting to see if the Raiders team preview was weird, where Ryan was more optimistic about the Raiders than the fan Vegas Matt that we brought in.
That's true.
We'll see if Cardinals superfan Ryan, Rich Fat Baby McKee, can match his optimism. Of course, we're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code SGPN. If you're watching this live, I just gave out some 2 pick'em little underdog slip for the Hall of Fame game. Yes, they have the Hall of Fame game. Yes, they have NFL season long. We've been giving out our favorite underdog pick'ems all NFL season here as we count down to kickoff. They got golf, they got WNBA, Olympics, MLB, whatever you're getting down on. Underdog Fantasy has you covered, higher, lower, and of course Best Ball Mania, 15 million in prizes they're giving away. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN, and we're also brought to you by Odds Jam, your one-stop shop for beating the sports books. If you're betting a bunch, or if you're getting down on these futures bets, and we mention it all the time, like, oh hey, offensive rookie of the year is 20-1 here, it's 30-1 here. Odds Jam is your tool. It uses millions of data points across U.S. and Canadian sportsbooks to show you the best value. Get the best price. Why would you not want the best price? And it's not just DraftKings, FanDuel. They also got you covered Bet Online, Bovada, and their arbitrage tool. You can find opportunities where you can bet both sides of a bet, guarantee you a winner. Why would you not want a guaranteed winner? There's no such thing as free money except when you're betting both sides, locking in a profit. And they have a new fantasy tool. So if you're looking for some plus EV underdog fantasy plays, Odds Jam is your jam. You get a 7-day free trial when you use our link or our promo code SGPN and 35% off your first month subscription. OddsJam.com, promo code SGPN. Joining us on the line, director of content over on Our Lads, Ryan, Rich Fat Baby McKee.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's happening? I totally guessed at your actual title. How close was I to nailing it?
Chief Content Officer. So
okay.
Pretty close.
Jesus.
Director of content.
Yeah, pretty big deal right here joining you guys. So welcome me.
Yeah, Our Lads, obviously we love them, use them a ton for the depth charts, but they got a bunch of other stuff. You got the podcast going. What's happening over on Our Lads, McKee?
Yeah, check us out on our YouTube channel, Our Lads Football. We've got 4 live shows a week: gambling, fantasy, a depth chart show, and our scouting show. Lots of content coming on the YouTube channel, and check out our ourlads.com. We're going to have an Our Lads Insider where you can pay for the ads to be gone, and you get our depth depth chart tracker, all kinds of and some more fun tools that we're implementing soon. So keep your eye out for that.
I like a good tracker.
Yeah,
So does the audience, Sean, with your Canada gold medal tracker. That's been hot.
It's been a fun me versus the entire country of Canada and their gold medal under, which 6.5 Canada. You only got 2. You got your work cut out for you. McKee, big picture. Cardinals, is this the year? How you feeling coming into the season?
Oh man, I am all in on the Cardinals yet again. Can you believe it? I love them. All right, you got to remember this time last season, we didn't even know who our quarterback was going to be. We didn't get Josh Dobbs until right before the season. So the fact that we're just coming into this season with a plan in place for our quarterback and the second year in Gannon's system, I'm feeling really optimistic. I like what they did in the draft. Monty Austinfoot, the GM, I think really drafted a lot for need rather than in the old days of the Cardinals that were just kind of blind picking, like, why did they draft that person? Don't know, but there's at least a plan in place here, and I'm feeling really optimistic about him.
Kramer, the chat reporting we have a bit of an echo.
It's been solved.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. We solved that problem. Can the Cardinals solve their problems?
See that? You hear that optimism?
Yeah,
I'm not the only one, Sean.
he's buying in. I like the optimism. What would you say, McKee, biggest point of concern for the Cardinals?
Definitely the defense. As you mentioned in your intro, last 32nd in DVOA, defensive DVOA last year. So that's some disconcerting, but they did add like quite a few pieces through the draft with, you already mentioned Darius Robinson. You've said rookie of the year. You have him for defensive rookie of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
He's going to be I think he's going to be a beast in the NFL. He's a guy that can play on the edge rusher, or he could play on the line. They got Max Melton at quarterback. So I'm feeling pretty good about some of the pieces they picked up in the draft. They didn't really add a lot through free agency in the draft. Sean Murphy Bunting is right now, they slotted in at right cornerback from Tennessee. But other than that, I don't know. There's some good pieces. Bilal Nichols, left defensive end from Las Vegas, could be interesting. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about their defense. You mentioned being concerned about their offense, but I do like the additions of Jonah Williams and Evan Brown. I think that their line looks better than last year already.
Yeah, should be helpful with those additions. And Paris to me is like the big, if he can take a step up, I think that would be huge, and maybe get a middle of the pack offensive line, and it's not a liability. And Kyler does the scrambling does,
and they moved him from right tackle to left tackle, which is probably why he's struggling right now. You mentioned that Paris Johnson is struggling in training camp, but he's learning a new side of the position, so that might be why.
Yeah, maybe trying to figure out switching both sides here. As far as like Cardinals, what was your make on the schedule? Any big picture schedule thoughts before we hop in here?
I mean, not necessarily big picture thoughts, but I'd be curious to see what you guys think we were going over game by game. I'm just really looking forward to seeing Kyler with a true number one receiver in Marvin Harrison Jr. So I think that's really important to see how good Kyler was when he had DeAndre Hopkins. I think there could be something there.
2 number one receivers, Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison
I mean
Jr.
Trey McBride. We've
That's
gone
true.
all this way without talking about Trey McBride. McKee, have they figured? Has Marvin Harrison Jr. joined the NFLPA? Will you be able to get a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey by the time the season starts?
I believe so. I believe I've seen them.
Okay.
Hasn't he joined it yet? I thought I saw that.
I stopped tracking that story, but I know he was going back and forth.
Pretty sure they made a deal.
Yeah. Right, so they got that sorted. Kramer, let's take a look at the win total and then walk through the schedule. Win total sitting at 6.5. Make playoffs plus 320. Miss playoffs minus 430. Division 13-1. Conference 35-1. Super Bowl 80-1.
All of them in play.
I can't go as high as the division, but make playoffs at plus 320. We'll walk through. I think they're definitely, at the very least, a fringe playoff team, and there is a ceiling case. I'm not trying to throw cold water on it, but there is a ceiling case where, okay, Kyler Murray, 2 years off the injury, has Marvin Harrison Jr. Harrison Jr. has a very good season. The offense keeps him in some games, and the turnover differential was -1. So, them to all of a sudden be a team that has like a positive, a +6, +7 turnover differential, I don't think's crazy.
That's how they play defense too.
Well, yeah, and Gannon, when things were clicking for the Eagles, you look at 2022 where they led the league in sacks. Maybe Darius Robinson is a big part of that, and they get to the pass rusher. So the ceiling case is here for the Cardinals. It'll be interesting to see if we get there when we start walking through the schedule.
Another interesting thing is that the win total opened at 5.5. It's already been pushed up to 6.5. So a lot of money came in on the over when it was 5.5, including some of my money.
It's not only that, but it's now up, -150 on the over.
Really?
And so your adjusted total is more closer to 7 now. So
yeah,
I would say my thoughts on them is that people listen to me early. The slot machine also, for those wondering, have had some nice runs with the Cardinals. Not quite Tennessee Titan or New York Giant level, but all in. All right, schedule, middle of the road.
Let's go.
Like you mentioned, we are 6.5, and now we're talking about a team that's favored 5 times, which is unlike some of the other 6.5 win total teams we've talked about. Perhaps why everyone's betting on it to go over and pushing that number up. Starting off, the Survivor killer on the road against the Bills certainly will be one of the popular Survivor picks for Week 1. Then Rams at home, Lions at home, and Washington at home. So unlike some of the bad teams we've covered that have 3 road games in their first 4 games, the Cardinals have 3 home games. 2 of them, or one of them, they're favored. The other is a short dog price in division. What are we doing here, Sean?
Well, I know you're gonna say 3-1, and I don't
know about that.
I'll try and be realistic. The Lions at home, unfortunately for McKee, some of these fan bases do travel to Arizona. The Eagles being one of them. When we played in Arizona, maybe you get some Lions fans down there. Rams certainly don't have to worry about them traveling. That's a toss up.
Not a lot of fans.
Commanders rightly favored. I'll say 2-2. I think 2-2. There is a chance of a surprise win against Buffalo. Catch Buffalo sleeping a little bit. Hopefully blow up some Circus Survivor entries. So I'll go 2-2. But McKee, where are you at with these first 4 games?
I'm going 2-2 as well. Okay. I do agree that could be an upset against the Bills. Catch them sleeping a little bit, especially with all the new pieces the Bills have there on offense. But really like them against the Rams and the Lions, and the Commanders at home. The Lions might be too good for them. They might just run up the score.
So a couple things to note. The Bills, I know it's early in the season, but they do have a look ahead to Thursday Night Football at Miami, which is again, it's the opening game of the season. Another scheduling note: the Rams, bit of a sandwich spot between the Detroit Jared Goff Bowl, Matt Stafford Bowl, and the Niners, who we know McVay is very focused on the Niners games every year. So that is a winnable game right there. Ooh, I guess I'll go 2-2 because 3-1. No, 2-2. 2-2. I'll get off
2-2. All right, we're in agreement.
All right, at San Francisco, at Green Bay,
tough,
overrated.
Well, it's a back-to-back road spot.
Chargers at home.
Those are tough.
Got to be worried about the Chargers fans invading that stadium out there in the desert.
Look out.
And then
will Miami, there be any Chargers fans there?
No, the paid ones. 3 road games and 4 games.
Crisis act.
This is a bit of a tough stretch for them. McKee, what's the optimistic record here?
I'm going 2-4 right there. I think they'll lose to the 49ers and the Packers, but they'll beat the Chargers. And I like them on the road versus the Dolphins. We've seen the Dolphins get the pucker factor at home. They're not as good as I think. So I'm going with them beating the Dolphins and the Chargers.
That home game for the Dolphins against the Cardinals sits. So after the Dolphins bye week 6, they actually have a road game against the Colts. They come home against the Cardinals, then at Buffalo, at Rams. So you could. I like how I can really paint a good situational spot anytime I want. I'm like Bob Ross, like Bob Ross over here. They're getting at least one win here. I'm trying to decide. I think it's definitely 2 because I'm out on Green Bay.
Okay,
2-2.
2-2. So you guys both have them 2-2 in this section for 4-4 halfway through the season. I'm right on the fence between 2-2 and 1-3. The back-to-back, the at 49ers, at Packers. I do think they have a chance against the Packers, but the fact that it's a back-to-back road spot does make it tough. Chargers are comically better on the road than they are at home. Dolphins. Kind of,
and that Chargers game is a Monday night game, so whatever that means for you.
They'll get up for it.
It's their only primetime game. Come on, Arizona.
They can do it, guys.
And then they
have primetime Kyler.
And then they have a short week going at Dolphins. I'm gonna go 1-3. I'm gonna go 1-3. 3-5 for me. You guys are sitting at 500.
Week 9, Chicago at home, where Chicago's favored on the road. This Bears team is so overrated. Jets
so overrated.
Then a bye week 11. Then at Seattle, at Minnesota. These are all winnable games. Like there are 4 winnable games here. But to be fair, I'll have them chop their division just to keep myself level headed, and I'll say 3-1.
3-1.
Oh, this Minnesota team's trash.
Yeah,
they're another overrated team. Like, come on, Sam Darnold, get out of here. 3-1.
McKee, what are you doing? Are you going full 3-1?
No, Kramer might be more optimistic on this Cardinals team again than I am. I was gonna go 2-2 again, thinking they could beat the Jets and the Bears, and they usually split with Seattle and lose the road game in Seattle, but. Man, they should be able to beat the Vikings. Nope. You know what? You talked me into it. 3-1. 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
We're workshopping greatness.
So you guys are 7-5.
I mean, it's gonna be JJ McCarthy running for the hills by that point. When they play the Vikings.
I think they match up great against the Vikings. To your point, at Seattle, but they are playing Seattle off a bye, and that. I mean, the getting ahead, they have the at Seattle, at Vikings, and then Seattle. So I don't think they definitely split those.
Yeah,
you're not going to beat the Seattle twice in 3 games.
I will say, if you're doing schedule analysis, it's very easy just to chop all division games.
Yeah,
you prevent yourself from getting too high or too low on a team.
Well, and even if a team is bad, they'll randomly show up for some division games. You can be a dog shit team and still be 2-4. In your division. So I feel like they split the road games, and then I feel like could they win both home games? Certainly, and the spread reflects that. I don't know if the Jets should be non-conference road favorites. I don't know if the Bears should be.
Jets that game is sandwiched between a Thursday night game against the Colts, so they will have, or against the Texans, so they will have a little bit of a long rest there, and then another prime time game coming out against the Colts. For the Jets there, but yeah, I mean, I'm fine fading the Jets on the road. I'm in on Kyler, Sean.
Okay,
can't be halfway in on Kyler. Got to be all the way in on Kyler.
I'll go 3-1. You guys talked me into it, so I got him 6-6.
All right, look at
that. You guys are a game ahead at 7-5.
Home stretch where they will.
We've already got the over.
Yeah, home stretch.
Well, not for me officially, but probably won't have Mo in 5.
They're favored in 3 straight games here. If you look back, there is a 6-7 game stretch where they're either favored or dogs of 3 or less. A lot of toss up games. All right, last quadrant, 5 games in this quadrant. Seattle -1. Ooh, again, they're favored. New England, trash team. At Carolina, trash team. At Rams, which we're chopping it, so that will be a loss. And Niners at home. We've learned a lot about these last week games where the one team can lose to another team.
Ryan's trying to set up a 5-0 run here. I can see it.
No, I think this is a 3-2, maybe 4-1.
Okay, so officially 3-2.
I'll go 4-1.
4-1.
I want to be comically.
Wow. Okay. Oh my god. McKee, last 5. What do you got him?
I will. Let's see. Okay, we're chopping the Seahawks game. They can beat the Patriots. They can beat the Panthers. Chopping the Rams game. That's a loss. What if the 49ers sit everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, the 49ers could be like sitting everybody that last week, right?
Yes. Now we're talking.
They should be way ahead. I'm going to go 3-2.
3-2. Okay.
In my version, it's for the division, and the Cardinals could take care of business.
This sounds about right, because I'll also go 3-2, but maybe I feel like 3-2. I feel good about 6-3 on the back nine, because maybe they lose one. Like maybe the split isn't completely right, but so I have them closing out 9-8. Kramer has them 11-6.
Nice.
McKee 10-7. That feels about right. Kramer comically high on them. I'm still high on them. With
Not
the
really.
over. Well, 2.5
You got the
games
over.
over their win total. 3.5 if you got it at 5.5. So that's still kind of high. Kramer bullying me into some Cardinals optimism. I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
Kramer, we were already discussing Bills maybe upset the Cardinals. Of course, we're thinking about our Week 1 Survivor, because we're in Circa Survivor. We're about to go out to Vegas for contest sign up weekend. Make sure we get in all our entries, and you should too. Circa giving away $16 million in prizes with the Survivor, $10 million for Survivor, $6 million for Circa Millions. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. Thanks to our good buddy Vegas Maddie, the official proxy of SGPN. Go to proxy.footballcontest.com. Use the promo code SGP. Save you $50. If you're going to sign up the weekend for contest weekend, August 22nd through 24th, use that promo code SGP15. Get you 15% off your hotel stay. It's bragging rights, millions of dollars up for grabs. Super fun that weekend. A lot of fun. Bunch of open bar events. We're gonna have a blast. So come out, hang out. You're gonna enjoy yourself. And of course, we're also brought to you by Rhythm, the place to go for picks, props, projections. You can build your own model. The college and football product and NFL product dropping any day. They got you covered. Picks, props, so much more. Backed by the some MIT brains, data scientists and quants with over 3 years of data that help you drive better AI-backed betting decisions. Get the 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. McKee, are we gonna see you out there for contest weekend? Any chance you're making it out there?
You know you are. I will be out there with my second job, producer of the Steffi Small Show, the job I don't get paid for. But make sure if you're out there, come and say hello to us and get a hug from Steffi, you horny guys out there.
Is that a thing? Are we offering up hugs?
Now the signups are gonna go through the roof with you guaranteed a hug from Steffi, you horny dudes.
That's fucked up. I'm offering a handshake. Who do you think? Which offer is being taken up more? You think?
I would say I would make the hug from Steffi Smalls a -600 favorite, but everyone enjoys a firm Kramer handshake. But
or a guy with accounts bet bash weekend. Who's more attractive? Guy with like 15 accounts. Or Steffi Smalls
for our
offering
audience,
hugs.
maybe the accounts guy would be a little more intriguing. But yeah, contest weekend is super fun, and looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, I had a great time last season, so looking forward to it again.
It's a blast. Derek's there. Our buddy Big Balls, bunch of the people from VSiN, the circuit crowd. It's and also it's like the perfect time to go out there.
Yeah,
optimism sky high. Get all your future bets in besides the signing up for the contest. So all right, let's get to our best bets here for the Cardinals. We all like the over 6.5 wins. We're in consensus there. I'll go first. I'll toss in a make playoffs at +320. I think they're path to get that 7th spot. To me, it's closer to 50-50. And if I'm getting +320 for this Cardinals team to get in,
your model has it -110.
Yeah, I think it should be. To me, like the fair price is probably like +150, +160. Like certainly, if you're getting 2-1, 3-1 for this Cardinals team to make it to the playoffs, I think it's very realistic. I think this is a classic. Like if you watch this Cardinals team, I thought they were very well coached. I thought the Eagles missed Jonathan Gannon. Certainly last year. Hopefully Fangio can fill that gap. But last year the defense fell apart, and I think not having Gannon there was a big part of it. I like what they did in the draft. I'm still a little concerned about the offensive line, but to McKee's point, maybe Paris is comfortable enough with left tackle. By the time things get going, maybe Kyler can bail him out of some situations. We haven't really talked much about the James Conner running back situation. Kramer, where are you at with that? Fantasy wise,
it doesn't. I mean, it's inconsequential to the team handicap because I think him and or Trey Benson will be fine. And so I'd like that they went out and got another guy, knowing that James Conner is an old guy, but also James Conner dog. So I don't really want to be here betting against him. I saw the underdog totals a little low for Connor, but that's fine. I'll stay away from that. I see why it's low.
So Kramer, I know you got a whole pile, but give out some of your other favorite bets here for the Cardinals.
All right. So what I would start with is we're gonna sprinkle Kyler to win the MVP. Period.
Okay.
Well, I just think if it hits, Kyler's going to be in the mix. His little frame and his gymnast running style might help him get some extra votes. You can find that all the way up. There are some 60 to ones. I have 50 to 1 in the pocket. I'm also playing the division, Sean. I don't know how
division's 10 to 1. 13
to 1.
Okay.
I like your playoff. Any interest in the alt win totals?
All right. Well, walk me through the alt win totals. And this is like a good way. And we probably should have talked a little more alt win totals on some of these, where it's like, hey, is it better to play the alt win totals, the playoffs, the division?
Well, so 8.5, for example, is plus 270. So you're probably still better off taking the playoff there.
Yeah.
If you like the ceiling case, 10.5 is 10 to 1. You're probably better off playing the division. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
easy in, easy out.
And I'll add a couple on real quick here. Most receiving touchdowns, rookies rarely are in the mix, but I think rookies are rarely in a situation like this. You saw Randy Moss come in and have 17 receiving touchdowns his rookie year. Now, does Marvin Harrison Jr. need to get 17 touchdowns to lead the league? No. I mean, if you look at last year, receiving touchdowns, there is some variance there. It was tied. Mike Evans and I'm blanking on the other guy, but 13 was the number of touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. So could Marvin Harrison Jr. come in and get you 13 receiving touchdowns? I think that's
a lot.
It's a lot, but at 40 to 1, I'm taking a sprinkle on him to have the most receiving touchdowns. So Tyreek Hill and Mike Evans tied at 13. I think he could be in that mix. We'll see how much they use him in the red zones. Obviously, that's a big part of it, but I think that's a fun way to be high on Marvin Harrison Jr. And then Darius Robinson, defensive rookie of the year. I think
we're both in on that.
He's going to be in some pass rush situations. If you're watching live video, we somehow got unplugged.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's just my face now. Oh no.
No, here's me. We're gonna fit, this is broken. We can't fix it, but we'll do this instead.
All right. We got a little we got a workaround
option. Yeah.
All right. So we got the Darius Robinson defensive rookie of the year. Most receiving touchdowns for Marvin Harrison Jr. for me. McKee, what do you got on your card here?
Well, first of all, I like all those bets. Killing it, guys.
All right.
I had some of those on my card as well, but what I'm going to go to is I am going to be looking at Marvin Harrison Jr. to have 1,250 plus regular season receiving yards, and that's at plus 350. I think that he will break Puka Nakua's rookie receiving record. He'll have lasted 1 year, and at that plus 350, that's a much better price than if you bet him to lead all rookies in receiving, which is like negative odds.
Yeah.
So
so if you think he's gonna beat out all the rookies, why not kind of, to McKee's point, go up the ladder a little bit and get him to break the record of Nakua?
I could potentially even increase the value here.
Okay.
Because you can take him to lead the division in receiving.
Ooh.
Which essentially Puka is 4 to 1, DK Metcalf plus 450, Marvin Harrison plus 550.
Okay.
Maybe
I like that too.
Yeah. There you go.
I like that
put
too.
Me down for that one, Sean. Although,
and then I like. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then I like Trey McBride to catch over 1,000 yards receiving this year. That's at plus 400.
Whoa.
I think that they figured out what they had halfway through the season last year with Trey McBride and Kyler connection. That's just going to continue, and McBride's going to be a monster this year.
And that's 4-1.
Yeah, and honestly,
4-1.
Sweet.
And McBride is also 15-1 in the most receiving yard market for the division. If you're interested in sprinkling something different, Sean, Kyler most passing yards in the division is 8-1.
Ooh,
Put me down for that.
Okay, I'm trying to.
You think he's gonna have more than Brock Purdy, huh?
Listen to these odds: Stafford 110, Purdy 150. Geno Smith has got better odds than Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
650. Right. That's not right.
Oh, that's just disrespect right there. I have to bet it now.
Kyler Murray 8-1 most passing yards in the division.
This is the problem. We get all excited and we get I'm with you at 8-1. This is a fun way to fade Brock Purdy and Geno Smith. I mean, I like probably Stafford, but Stafford getting injured or banged up. I certainly don't like Stafford at that price. 8-1 feels like a fun little long shot here.
Yeah, I feel like that's a nice portfolio for the old Cardinals.
Kramer, what do you got? What hire have you selected on Underdog Fantasy? Because I'm sure you have a lot. Promo code SGPN. We got Marvin Harrison Jr. receiving yards, touchdowns. We got Benson yards, Michael Wilson receiving yards.
Well, I don't want to.
I mean, Wilson might be the odd guy out. Not that I'm really down on him, but I don't know.
I think he might be on the field a lot. Dortch is having a nice preseason, but
I think he'll have I think Michael Wilson will take a big step forward this year. I think Dortch will play a lot as well. I think Zay Jones will get more time on the field than we might expect. But I still like Michael Wilson this season.
So to answer your question, Kyler Murray, when he stays healthy, and even in a season where he only played 14 games, he's gone higher than 3,450 passing yards in all of them.
Yeah, I think you got to take
that number is very low. Last year, 8 games, he was 1,800 yards. Let's do some basic math. Well, he's pacing well ahead of that, and that was him coming off an injury. So to me, the safest play is the Kyler higher, the 3,450 and a half passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, if he stays healthy, he's not any risk to get benched. I mean, really,
don't say that out loud.
Well, they would not bench him. So I'm with you. I'll add that as my underdog play here. McKee, any underdog season long stuff you find intriguing here?
I mean,
no, I didn't look at it. Sorry, guys, I didn't know.
No, it's all good.
I'll give him a play, which is Marvin Harrison at 1075 and a half.
Yeah, if you like
based
him
on what he's spitting over there.
So yeah, we'll
there
add
you go.
Marvin Harrison higher 1075 and a half.
They're also cowards and not putting up McBride stuff, or that's where I would have gone, because I want to see McBride reception. To me, that's what you attack when they put up the most receptions markets in the divisions. Like, that's what I'll be looking to attack.
That'll be fun. I see Alvaro Martinez saying Kyler Murray MVP.
Yep, already there with you, buddy.
All right.
Easy is saying he's a little worried about Marvin Harrison Jr. not playing all 17 games.
Why?
I don't know. Well, there's always
he does
injury.
calf lifts.
Yeah,
I've checked.
he's
calm down easy.
He's gonna be in pretty good shape. So McKee, where can people check you out? Our Lads, the Our Lads YouTube channel.
Check out Our Lads. Yeah, check out ourlads.com. Check out Our Lads YouTube channel. You can find me at the Ryan McKee on X, at Ryan McKee on Instagram. And yeah, just rocking and rolling out here, hosting shows for Our Lads and producing too.
Let's do it. I've been there before, McKee. Keep on grinding.
Okay,
yeah,
we're grinding.
That's what I'm doing.
We got a PLL podcast coming up. We got another team preview.
Why
tonight.
are we squeezing the PLL in? What is this?
Why? Come on, we can't give up on. Although I want to give up on the Water Dogs. The season's been complete.
Wait,
trash.
I'll just keep doing this in every football episode. See you
lacrosse. Lacrosse stick. All right. Well, appreciate it, McKee. We'll see you out in Vegas contest weekend.
Absolutely, can't wait.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, Stacking the Money Green. He's Ryan.
I believe in Kyler Murray, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.